Hamjamboni. God is good and all the time. I want to appreciate KCB as a bank because they have come up and they are giving us quite a number of solutions. And one of them is actually the school fees financing solution. That will also see parents, KCB giving us the entire fees, and then KCB is left dealing with issues of parents. And I want to appreciate KCB for coming up with this very innovative product that we are going to launch very soon. The mashujas of this country today are actually private schools. Because private schools that have opened without support from any other quarter have actually gone to their pockets to support the education of other children.
Exactly.
So, private schools and the management and the owners of these schools are actually the real shujas. When COVID is over, we will be saying there lived great men and women in the name of private school directors. Ladies and gentlemen, with this in mind, we urge all our members, wherever they are, attending this meeting, to share their experiences on reopening of grade 4, class 8, and form 4, and give some suggestions recommending possible way forward under the circumstances. Because we want to listen to you, so that at the national level, we can be able to influence national conversations on the reopening of schools. The challenge of finance is indeed a very critical component in the success of private schools operations. Kpsa has engaged in a number of ways since the pandemic visited our country. We have been engaging with the national government. Madam Chair will talk about that. We have engaged the county governments. We have engaged the National Assembly on a number of times. We have engaged the Senate and we continue engaging them. We have also engaged commercial banks, and I'm happy that KCB has come through. And we have negotiated a facility that will support private schools wherever they are across the country so that they are able to continue their operations smoothly. Before I invite KCB, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to urge our members to strictly adhere to the Ministry of Education directive on reopening of schools and await until given the go-ahead to reopen the other levels. It is important, and I want to associate myself fully, that we need to manage communication in our institutions so that we do not create fear, we do not create unnecessary panic in our institutions. Because, believe you me, if we have the wrong information going out, it will have very serious negative implications on our schools. So kindly let us manage whatever goes out. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting that we have organized is taking place across the country. And we are having conversations, consultations, and engagements with our counties across the country. Because we want to hear what are the private schools saying. So kindly continue engaging and also posting on our WhatsApp groups on what you think needs to be done. Because the national office does not have the monopoly of knowledge. We depend heavily on the advice that comes from the members so that we can be able to engage the other stakeholders, including government. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kpsa remains committed to the welfare of private schools. And in doing so, we have also decided, and we want to thank KCB again for supporting us in rolling out what we are calling the mental and psychosocial support program for all our schools across the country. Because we know very well that we have had a lot of negative effects on our learners, teachers, parents, non-teaching staff, in as far as their mental and psychosocial well-being is concerned. And I want to thank KCB because they did not just look at extending credit to private schools, but they also looked at the welfare of the different stakeholders within the private sector. And I want to thank you very much for that, KCB. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me invite the KCB group to come and talk to us and tell us what they have for private schools at this point in time or during the COVID period.
I'm sure you all know about KCB. We have partnered with the association to provide things that we believe will help the schools not only reopen, but sustain the hygiene and the safety of our children when they come to school. So we are providing this, we are partnering with the association in these kinds of forums to educate the community on how best to remain resilient, how best to manage the hygiene issues within the schools. And also, like he said, we are particularly interested in the mental and psychosocial support that is being given to the people around us during this time. It's been difficult. The teachers are not the same, the bubbly ones who were there before. It's affecting us psychologically. So we want to walk with you even as you go through this process to enable us have stable minds and be able to take on whatever it is that comes with this, the new norm as it's being called, and to be able to remain resilient. So we are here to provide a breakthrough both financially and non-financially. We have quite a number of solutions, financial solutions. Particularly want to speak about how you can benefit from a solution that we are calling the infrastructure loan. And this is our newest solution where we are willing to offer up to 3 million unsecured loan that will go on for 72 months to be able to enable you pay it comfortably. Now, this infrastructure loan will enable you come up with to finance for the sanitization booths, for the water tanks, to enable you provide adequate supply of water within the schools. We also, this particular solution, you can fund fumigation of the schools. We noticed that there is a lot of cleaning and ensuring that the hygiene is maintained. We also are funding for particular sanitization and hygiene related issues like mobile toilets, the sinks, the soaps, and water ATMs. These are new things that we are realizing are very necessary at this time. And so this particular infrastructure loan has been developed and designed for this particular new norm. So please take advantage of it. One thing that we are cognizant of is that school fees is paid quarterly. And so we will make sure that your repayments come in according to the way your school fees is planned. So do not feel pressured that you will be expected to pay monthly. We are very keen to ensure that we walk this journey with you. So please take advantage of that. We've also have solutions for unsecured overdrafts. I know a lot of you wondered what were you going to do without school fees in the recent parts of the year when the schools were not open. We have extended overdrafts, temporary overdrafts to schools up to a tune of 2 million. Please take advantage of that. Again, it is dependent on your income, so you do not feel pressured. We also have the regular unsecured loans of up to 3 million, but those are payable for 5 years. So these are solutions to help you mitigate your current situation and enable you to move forward. So please take advantage. And that said, we are also cognizant that the school fees did not come through. So what did we do? We called upon you to come up and say if you needed help for restructure. We have given repayment holidays to up to when schools open, actually from January and beyond. There's also the bit about asset finance, and I know this is also another issue that has come up. If you require to increase your desks, you require to buy laptops for online learning. If you require any IT related platforms, we are here to support you on that front. We are also here to give you support around generators, things that will keep your school running, solar equipment, lease of any other equipment to run the school. We have partnerships with some of these people who are manufacturing these things. We particularly have a partnership with containers. And for our customers, when you go there and say you're a KCB customer, then you get a discount, you get an offer. So please take advantage of these particular partnerships. Textbook Center is also our partner, and they're giving us discounts on books. And we also have partnerships with dealerships, motor vehicle dealerships. So should you require to increase your fleet of buses, please talk to us and we will be able to facilitate that for you. That said, you must have an account to benefit from this solution. So we have the school fees collection account. This is a charge-free account. So you do not pay ledger fees, you do not have to have a minimum balance or a maintenance fee. Please also take advantage of this school fees collection account, and it will then open up doors for you to be able to benefit from all those other solutions. With this school fees collection account, we have a digital platform which we call Malipo Portal. Malipo Portal is connected to two solutions. One, Lipa Karo. Lipa Karo is a pay bill in partnership with Safaricom. And we also have a KCB exclusive pay bill called Vuma. And these two solutions, what you do is you get a pay bill number. The parents are able to pay school fees through that pay bill number. For you, it gives you convenience in terms of reconciliation. You're able to know who has paid and who has not. And also in case parents have not paid, this solution, the Malipo Portal, is able to do bulk SMSs to your parents and remind them, it's time to pay. So to the parent also, it's a reasonable pay bill, 36 shillings for every transaction, and they're able to pay up to 250,000 per transaction. So there is no limitation in terms of how much money they can pay school fees at the convenience of their house. Once they get the pay bill number, they don't have to come to school. You will have your records as a school, they will have the record as a parent. We also have personal banking solutions. Now for the directors, for the employees, we have accounts that we offer, which are salary accounts. We also have check-off loans for the staff of the school. We also have non-check-off loans. We have cards and prepaid cards. All these are to enable you do banking without having to come to the bank. But most importantly, I want to touch on the children's account, the KCB account. Because this KCB account is not just for the parents to save, the child also gets benefits. And I'm sure you've heard about our mentorship program for students, also through the KCB Bank, where for children who have KCB accounts, we come to the school and we offer mentorship on financial management right from the earliest age. And they are able to start understanding how to manage their finances from a very early age. We also have fun days, family fun days, and school programs, which we come in and sponsor at KCB. We educate not only the students, but now we include the parents in these conversations on how to save and how to start managing their finances at an early stage. Allow me to say at this point that it is here that we have come up with an innovative school fees solution for parents. We have engaged our innovators and our developers to come up with a solution that will enable the parent borrow to pay school fees. For you as a school, you'll just wait to see the money, then we remain with the conversation with the parent. So we remove that burden of having to ask parents, where is the money? you leave it to the bank, and we'll be able to manage that for you through this solution. It is still it's still being developed, but soon we'll be launching it, and we'll definitely be sharing with you the details.
Thank you very much, KCB. I also want probably to mention that very soon we'll also be distributing COVID-19 school-related communication materials and signages to all our member schools across the country, courtesy of the support of KCB. Thank you very much for coming through with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity now to welcome the person who has been the face of the struggle for private schools in as far as COVID-19 is concerned. Madam Mudeu has been there for private schools every other time, and God will pay you at an appropriate time. You have done quite a lot for private schools. We appreciate your commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the chairperson of Kenya Private Schools Association, Madam Mudeu Makanga.
As Kpsa, we have availed a platform for schools that are not able to set up the infrastructure for online learning. And we urge all schools countrywide to look at our website at kpsa.education and talk to us so that you can begin to take advantage going forward. I can tell you the schools that have online learning, they will figure out a way to keep it going, because some schools really invested in online learning. It is not going to be packed aside. I have seen teachers change completely, become knowledge seekers because of the way online learning forced them to work. We have got various partnerships that allow for teachers to acquire those devices, not at the school's cost, at their cost, but in a way that now then enables them to make the repayments very flexible. We continue to work with partners to make sure that we put together the best deals for the infrastructure in your school, and we are yet to start. I have to admit we have been a bit overwhelmed at the head office, and there's quite a lot of things that we have had to pen, but we will get there eventually. Once we fully reopen, then we can turn our heads on some of the things that we dropped, we had to turn away from because of the pressing issues of the pandemic. But I urge you all, look at online learning. If you don't have it in your school, please talk to somebody who had it. See how they are managing it after the phased reopening. Look at how the children, I noted in my own school, the children were like, I don't like desktops, so I'm looking at my computer lab now. The kids are used to working on a laptop, on a tablet. Unaona mtoto anashika computer screen hivi na isongi. Yeah, desktop. So we are all different schools, and each of us will have our challenges. But one thing is clear, the schools that went online will continue to have a distinct advantage over the schools that did not. Therefore, we must make sure as an association that we carry everybody on board. Remember, I represent the association at the Kenya Private Sector Alliance. I have reached out to the Transport Sector Board to look at what PSVs are planning to do. I hope you have heard what they are planning to do, because this is not simply economically viable. For us in schools, we are able to ensure bubbles. That school bus will carry the same children in the morning and in the evening. We can ring-fence that bus and make sure that we sanitize them in a better way than matatus can. I think we seem to have found a way to argue our case. Because of the dedicated nature of that transport. A bus goes this route, it stays on that route. It is the same children. There are no outsiders picked and dropped. The risk of contamination, even if they are 33, is ridiculously low. And given the reality on the ground, what parents are doing, that shared transport they are using non-commercial vehicles. We think we are still the best placed to keep our children safe, even though that social distancing in the vehicles is not really viable. Otherwise, the sector will lose, and we will see the knock-on effect. Private schools are the biggest buyers of buses and vans after the matatu industry, and should these protocols be kept despite the fact that they don't have backing, scientific backing in the health of it, then we will see a knock-on effect on the economy, and this is something that perhaps the government should think about as these protocols are being enforced. For us in education, we can ensure children are safe 100%. They are wearing masks, as you've seen in our videos, and they are being sanitized as they enter buses. We are checking, some of us have gone as far as having a thermogun in each bus so that the children are checked temperature as they enter in the morning. So we are doing more than matatus are doing. Why should we be judged on the same? We are still waiting for the 7 billion shillings to come and support the private sector. The surge in the numbers is worrying. Nairobi continues to be the county that is making this country catch a cold. So for Nairobi County, all of you are leaders in church, in your schools. Talk to your parents. Tell them that they hold the key to the full reopening of education. Parents are holding the key. Like it has been said here, that virus will not emanate from schools. It will emanate from outside schools, from homes. If we talk to all our people, countrywide, directors, talk to your parent groups, tell them to mask up, tell them to be careful wherever they go. For some of us, as school owners, it has felt like, is this what life feels like when you are not employed? Where you can't see and you look at your bank account and you can't believe it is yours. Because it is so far down in South Africa, it is nearly at Cape Town. It has been particularly harsh. We've had schools that have gone completely shut, just never to be there again. Any schools that survives between now and May next year, that school will be here for 40 years. That school will be here for maybe even another generation and another. And we will all be discussing that pandemic. We'll be telling our children's children that in 2020, there was a pandemic that stopped every single thing. The way our grandparents, my grandmother tells of a famine between the two world wars. My mother tells of a famine in the 1960s where food was dropped from planes. This is Ukambani, every 10 years there's a drought. So they tell of famines. Us, our generation, it will be a pandemic. It will be a thing that was so strange that everything literally stopped. And we couldn't believe it. And we didn't know what to do about it. And there was no foreigners coming to tell you what to do. You had to figure it out yourself. So if we survive this, we shall surely have a story as school owners, as individuals for our families, and I hope that it is a story of resilience. Winston Churchill, people like quoting him. That's because he was a war president. He was a war prime minister. Said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Keep going. And I believe we are here. This happened in March. We thought it was for 30 days. We were all hopeful in March, 30 days later, we will. Then it went on, and we are here today. We have walked through hell. We are still walking through hell, and we shall emerge from this hell. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Asante.